It's that time again. It's 2K Kingslayer, aka 2KK, back with another NBA 2K18 video. Today, we're going to be talking about the benefits of Play Now Online versus MyTeam. But before we get into it, I'm going to ask you guys to please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'm trying to promote sim gameplay with my channel here, so if that's something you support, please do those two things for me. Thank you very, very much. Alright, so if you guys follow me on Twitter, at 2K Kingslayer, you'll know that I quit MyTeam a couple weeks ago, probably about a month ago, and it has significantly improved my enjoyment of this game. And there are a couple of reasons as to why, and I want to encourage everybody to do the same if you're a sim player. Now, if you're enjoying MyTeam, then fine, but I see a lot of complaints about MyTeam. So what I want to do is present to you guys 5 reasons why Play Now Online is just a better overall mode, online mode, for sim players than MyTeam is. So number 1, no contracts. Okay, I've ranted in the past about how the very concept of contracts in MyTeam is insulting to people who play this game. I paid $60 real-life dollars for the game. Online games should be standard. Call me crazy, maybe I'm just old-fashioned like that, but having me spend in-game currency to play online, it's like, no, that should be standard. That should be absolutely standard. I should be able to build my team through online currency, through playing games. But as I've mentioned in the past, if you guys keep track of how much MT you're spending on contracts just to play games, you're gonna see that the returns that you make from domination mode and from playing games is very minimal. Very minimal. If you're not sniping or spending real money, then you're not gonna get very far in MyTeam. That's the bottom line. And a nice byproduct of not having contracts in Play Now Online is that you get a lot more rage quits, which are very satisfying. And the reason for that is because people are less willing to rage quit on MyTeam because they know they use their contracts and they want to get the MT. So they'll play out the whole game even if you're up by like 50 points. But in Play Now Online, people go down by 20 and they're like, I have this. And for me, that's a satisfying feeling. So that's number 1. Number 2, and this is one that a lot of people don't realize, is that in Play Now Online, you can actually check whether you have lag or not before the game even starts. So when you load up a game and you have your options to set your settings, just move up and down using your diagonal pad and see if there's a delay on that, just in the menu. If there is a delay, that's going to carry over into the actual game. And the nice thing is that in Play Now Online, if you do see there's a significant delay and you don't want to deal with 2K's horrible servers and dealing with a ton of lag, you can exit out of the game before it starts. And there's no penalty. You don't get a loss. Unlike MyTeam, where if you exit out of a game, you, I believe, get a loss and you use a contract. So that's a benefit of Play Now Online that I think a lot of people don't even realize. And I hope they don't take that out next year. Number 3, you can actually get all your settings set up before the game. So as I just mentioned, that's how you check your lag, right? Moving up and down. But the nice thing is that you can go into your coaching settings, you can decide whether you want to, have manual fouling at the end of the game, whether you want manual substitutions, etc., etc. You can do all that without wasting your pause time during the actual game. And I don't understand why that's not available in MyTeam. MyTeam, it just, lets you, I guess, fix your matchups and your lineups, but aside from that, you can't actually adjust any of your settings. You can also set your playbook. So even if you're playing with the Grizzlies, you can select the Spurs playbook and, just basically customize your game before it even starts, which should be standard across all online modes, but it's not for some reason. So Play Now Online has that advantage over MyTeam. Number 4, you're going to run into significantly less cheese in Play Now Online than you do in MyTeam. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you that cheese doesn't exist in Play Now Online, because it does, but it's, as I said, significantly reduced because you don't have all these nonsense badges and everything. You are going to see still the snatchback cheese a lot. People use that a lot, but it's not as effective because you're using real-life versions of players. and you're not going to see the offensive rebounding. That's not as significantly broken as it is on MyTeam. And the blow-by animation is not as severe as it is in MyTeam. So what you find is that when you take an L in Play Now Online, you're not as furious at the actual game as you are in MyTeam, because you know every other loss that you take in MyTeam is usually because of 2K BS. Whereas in Play Now Online, it's like, okay, he outplayed me, so you know maybe there's a little cheese here and there, maybe he did a lot of snatchbacks and whatever, but most things in Play Now Online can be countered. And if they can't, it probably has a lot to do with the rosters that you're using. It might just be a bad matchup with the team that you're playing against. So that's another reason that Play Now Online is significantly better for sim players. And then finally, the fifth reason, and the most important reason in my opinion, there's more realistic gameplay because you don't have imaginary versions of players like you do in MyTeam. You're not going to be playing against a roster full of guys that are 99s unless you're, you know, using all-time teams. But what I'm saying is you're not going to be playing against Ben Simmons and having him knock down threes in your face. Okay, Terry Rozier is not going to have a 98 rating and be dunking on your Shaquille O'Neal because he's a ruby instead of a diamond or whatever, you know? None of that nonsense exists in Play Now Online, and that ultimately is why I quit MyTeam. I'm just so tired of, you know, game planning for the players that I'm playing against and it not mattering just because the players in MyTeam are imaginary. They don't exist, right? I think it was Wes Unseld knocking down a contested three on me that made me finally say, okay, I'm done. I'm done with this nonsense. But yeah, that's never going to happen in Play Now Online. Even if you use the all-time teams, you're playing against players that are all, you know, in the 95 range, but they're all realistic versions of themselves. So if you're playing against the all-time Lakers, for example, yeah, all of the guys that you're playing against are going to be 95 ratings. You know, Magic Johnson and Kobe and Shaq are all going to be 95 and above, but they should be, right? Because these are great players and they're more realistic representations of their real selves. And, you know, if you want to avoid that, you don't have to use all-time teams, and they'll put you in a tier group against players and teams that are fair competition. So really, you want to minimize nonsense as much as possible. Play Now Online. I'm telling you guys, it's so much better. The one thing that annoys me about it is that you can't actually win the GOAT trophy for some reason, but personally, I don't play the game for accolades. I play the game because I want to simulate the NBA and I want to enjoy myself. And if that's why you play, then get in Play Now Online. Your skills are going to improve significantly because you're going to have to learn how to actually use the different releases of different players, and you're gonna miss open threes sometimes because that's realistic. Okay, not every possession is gonna end in a foul like it does in MyTeam. So a lot of benefits to playing Play Now Online over MyTeam, and if I can encourage you guys to utilize this mode more, and you're frustrated with MyTeam or nearly as frustrated as I am, then I guarantee you that your enjoyment of this game is going to significantly improve if you just leave MyTeam on the shelf and get away from all those pay-to-win modes, right? My Career, all that nonsense. And until they fix it, maybe My Career will be better next year. I don't know. I'm skeptical about that, but that remains to be seen. So yeah, guys, those are my 5 reasons for why Play Now Online is a better option for sim players than MyTeam is. If you guys agree with me or disagree with me, let me know in the comments below. And I'll be back soon with more NBA 2K videos. Until then, happy gaming, y'all.